North Dakota Stockmen's Association Executive Vice President Julie Ellingson joins us now. Julie, you were a part of the U.S. Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee. You were one of four witnesses during this committee hearing last Wednesday to talk about the impacts of the 2021 drought. Tell me about your testimony.
Yeah, so it was a wonderful opportunity to help document the seriousness here in the land and in North Dakota as well as across the West. Senator John Hoeven serves on that committee and so extended an invitation to me to help explain to the committee what we're seeing here in terms of impacts. As we know, we've had the earliest onset of D4 conditions here, the highest drought severity and coverage index in history. And so my role amongst the four witnesses was to help explain the impacts to animal agriculture, what that means to livestock producers in terms of sourcing feed, sending livestock away to be fed, and in some cases, seriously culling or even liquidating herds.
Julie, you talked about partnering with federal land management, in other words, opening up federal lands for grazing, not only as a way to provide more forage for cattle, but as also a way to mitigate wildland fires. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the U.S. Senate Energy and Natural Resource Committee has jurisdiction over the Department of Interior, the Department of Reclamation and Land Management. And so their oversight has to do with many of the federal lands. And so not only do we see impacts on private grazing lands across North Dakota, but also those federal grazing allotments and such. And so we talked about several areas that the federal government can be supportive, whether it's supportive through some of our traditional disaster programs, through things like the Emergency Livestock Assistance Program or the Livestock Forage Program as a couple of examples, which should be in another committee's jurisdiction. But for this committee's jurisdiction is underscoring the importance of grazing on those federal land allotments. Reducing fine fuels, forest canopies, making sure that there's not overstocking of wild horses and bureaus, so there's more opportunity for those lands to recover, are all important elements, we think, in restoring the resiliency of the landscape and preventing wildfires, which has been catastrophic across the country. Nearly 6 million acres have burned across the country this year. Here in North Dakota, about 125,000 acres. And so drought coupled with fire certainly can be catastrophic in restoring that landscape. And so those were a couple of ideas that we had suggested for this committee, which has oversight in some of those over some of those agencies.
And Julie, you also talked about advancing alternate water supply projects. I know part of your witness testimony was talking about your own operation in Morton County, correct?
Yeah, so the committee, of course, was looking across the landscape and not only at animal agriculture, but other impacts. And so many of the issues that they're wrestling with would be water storage programs, desalination programs, water recycling and such. And so a big focus of the committee. What I did in my testimony was to underscore some of the water developments, I'm sure certainly on a smaller scale, but on our own operations. Water is a big deal. And so even if there's forage in a pasture, for instance, if there's no water, that does no good. I shared with the committee the water development we've done on our own ranch over the last year, laying 5 miles of pipeline, installing 13 new water tanks, as well as renovating an abandoned well amongst those to make sure we had water available for our livestock. So similarly, just like we do on our private operations, on the larger scale, some of the projects that they're wrestling with also will have the same kind of impacts.
All right, North Dakota Stockmen's Association Executive Vice President Julie Ellingson, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.